Hello everyone, this is Mallikarjun from Cricket Department of St. Peter's Engineering College. In today's class, we are going to discuss about electro-dynamometer type wattmeter. Electro-dynamometer type wattmeter. That is, what is the general purpose of having a wattmeter? What is the general purpose of having a wattmeter? What is the constructional details of a wattmeter? And how the wattmeter will work based upon the different coils or different things or different constructional parts which are present in that wattmeter, and what are the errors which are present in case of a wattmeter. So these are the things what we are going to discuss in today's class. The topic is electro dynamometer type wattmeter. Electro-dynamometer type wattmeter. Electro-dynamometer type wattmeter. Now I am going to give the definition for this. This wattmeter is used to measure. This wattmeter is used to measure power of. Both AC and DC circuits. Both AC and DC circuits. What is the definition of a wattmeter? It is used to measure the power of both AC and DC circuits. Now we will go in detail regarding this electro-dynamometer type wattmeter by learning about the construction parts. And also working of this instrument. Construction and working. Construction and working. Now I am going to draw the circuit diagram regarding this. I am going to do the representation of a electro-dynamometer type wattmeter circuit diagram here. Here I am giving the supply voltage. And here I am connecting the load at the endpoints. And I am connecting the load at the endpoints. And I am connecting a pointer to measure the power with the help of this wattmeter. I am connecting the pointer to one of the coils which is fixed here. And I am constructing a scale. Here the pointer is attached to a scale, which is used to measure the power in terms of watts. This is the general circuit diagram of a electro-dynamometer type wattmeter, which consists of different coils in it. This is called as a fixed coil. This is also a fixed coil, and the coil which is where the pointer is attached is called as a moving coil, and some resistance R is attached in series. This is called as a series resistance. This is called as a series resistance. This is called as a series resistance. This is the general construction diagram or circuit diagram of a electro-dynamometer type wattmeter. In general, in construction of a electro-dynamometer type wattmeter, it consists of two coils. It consists of only two coils. The first coil is named as fixed coils. And the second coil is named as moving coil. Fixed coil, moving coil, a series resistance, load and supply voltage. These are the details what are present in the given electro-dynamometer type wattmeter circuit diagram. Now we will discuss about the fixed coil, moving coil, what is the need of connecting a resistance, then after working of a wattmeter. Yes. First we will discuss about the fixed coil. First we will discuss about the fixed coil. The fixed coil which is connected in the electrodynamometer type wattmeter. The fixed coil which is connected in this type of wattmeter is divided into two halves. This is nothing but fixed by 2. This is nothing but fixed by 2. If I join both these coils, it will form a single coil. It will form a single coil. But in case of the construction of a dynamometer type wattmeter, the fixed coil is divided into two parts. The fixed coil is divided into two parts or two halves. The reason behind that is the fixed coil is divided into two parts in order to produce the uniform electric field. Fixed coils are divided into two halves. The reason is in order to produce uniform electric field. In order to produce uniform electric field. And you see the fixed coil construction. Here the fixed coil is directly connected in series with the load. Fixed coil is divided into two halves in order to produce uniform electric field. And the fixed coil is connected in series with the load. Why is these connected in series with the load is nothing but this is the coil which carries the load current through it. This is the coil which carries the load current through it. Due to that reason, the fixed coil is connected in series with the load. Coming to the next thing, this fixed coil can also be called as a current coil in case of a wattmeter. The fixed coil is also called as what? Current coil in case of a wattmeter. And this current coil is designed in such a way that, and the current coil in general is designed in such a way that it can carry a current of only 20 amps. It can carry a current of only 20 amps just for the saving of power. Just for the saving of power. Now what are the points we have discussed regarding fixed coil? The first point is fixed coil is divided into two halves. Fixed coil is divided into two parts. What is the reason to divide the fixed coil into two parts? In order to produce uniform electric field. The fixed coil is divided into how many parts? Two parts. Coming to the next point regarding fixed coils. The fixed coil is always connected in series with the load. Why the fixed coil is connected in series with the load? Why not parallel across the load is nothing but the fixed coil is the one which carries the load current through it. That is the reason the fixed coil is always connected in series with the load. And what is another name for fixed coil in case of a wattmeter? It is also called as a current coil. In general, the current coil is designed to carry a current of how many amps? 20 amps. That is the capacity of current coil. What is designed in case of a wattmeter is 20 amps. Approximately. Why? Because in order to save power. These are the different points regarding the fixed coil connection in case of our circuit diagram of wattmeter. What is the first point? Fixed coil is divided into two parts. In order to produce uniform electric field. And the fixed coil is always connected in series with the load because it carries load current. Coming to the next point, the fixed coil can also be called as what? Current coil, and is designed in such a way that it should carry a current of only 20 amps. These are the points which covers regarding the fixed coil. Now we will move to the next coil, that is moving coil. Next we will move to the next point, that is moving coil. The another name for moving coil is nothing but it can also be called as a pressure coil. It can also be called as a pressure coil. It is always connected. It is always connected in parallel with the supply voltage. In parallel with the supply voltage. What is the first point? Moving coil is also called as what? Pressure coil. And how the position of this pressure coil should be? It should be always connected across the supply voltage. It should be always connected across the supply voltage. Next point, the current flowing in the pressure coil, current in pressure coil will always be proportional to the supply voltage. Current flowing in the pressure coil will always be proportional to the what? Supply voltage. Supply voltage. Coming to the next point, a pointer is attached to the moving coil here. A pointer is attached to the moving coil here with the help of a spring. With the help of a spring. A pointer is attached to a moving coil. Attached to a moving coil with the help of a spring. With the help of a spring, and the springs are used to produce the controlling force. And the springs which are used or which are attached to this moving coil are used in order to produce what? Controlling force. Controlling force. But the springs, as the springs are attached to the moving coil, there may be a passage of some amount of current to pass through those springs. The continuous passage of current in the springs along with the moving coil, what happens is that it will produce some heating effect. So some heating effect will be produced due to the continuous passage of current in the springs. Due to the continuous passage of current in the springs. In order to reduce that heating effect. In order to reduce heating effect due to springs, a series resistor is used. A series resistor is used as shown in the diagram. These are the important points regarding the moving coil or pressure coil in case of an wattmeter. What is the first point? Moving coil is also called as a pressure coil, and how it should be connected? It should be connected always in parallel with the supply voltage. It should be connected always in parallel with the supply voltage, and the value of current flowing through this coil, and the value of current which is flowing in this particular moving coil or pressure coil should be always proportional to the supply voltage. Should be always proportional to the supply voltage. Coming to the next point, a small pointer is attached to measure the power. A small pointer is attached to the moving coil in order to measure the power. In order to measure the power with the help of a spring. A pointer is attached to the moving coil with the help of a spring in order to measure the power. But it has some disadvantage. As the springs are attached to the moving coil, due to the continuous passage of current through that moving coil, what happens? Some heating effect will be produced in that. In order to reduce the heating effect or temperature effect, a series resistance is used. As the property of resistance is nothing but it dissipates the heat in the form of energy. It dissipates the energy in the form of what? Heat. That is the reason a series resistor is connected in order to reduce the heating effect in case of a moving coil. This is regarding the constructional details of what? Constructional details of a wattmeter. Now we will go with the working. Of a electro dynamometer type wattmeter. whatever it may be the meter, as this is a watt meter which consists of a pointer to measure the value of power. Again you need to have three forces. Deflection force, controlling force and damping force. The deflection force is produced in watt meter, is produced in this watt meter, with the help of voltage and current, of both fixed and moving coils. This is regarding the first point in case of a working. In order to produce a deflection force, what is the meaning of a deflection force? If I want to move the position of a pointer from its initial stage, I need to produce a deflection force. So the deflection force in case of this wattmeter is achieved with the help of the voltage and currents, which are produced by the help of a fixed and moving coils in case of a wattmeter. Let me say that the current flowing in the total wattmeter is I, current flowing to the current coil is IC, and current flowing to the pressure coil is IP. So due to the currents and voltages of fixed and moving coils, I am going to produce a deflection force which in turn used to deflect the pointer. What is the next point now? Now I need to control the position of pointer. Due to the currents and voltages of fixed coil and moving coil, I have produced the deflection force which in turn gives the position to the pointer, that is which deflects the pointer. Now I need to control the position of a pointer. So in order to control the position of a pointer, I need to produce controlling force. The controlling force in case of this wattmeter will be produced with the help of a springs. As we know that there are two types of techniques which are used to produce a controlling force in any instrument. First one is with the help of a springs, and the other is with the help of a gravity. As I am using a springs at the moving coil, that springs are not only used to connect a pointer to the moving coil, it is also used to produce controlling force. Which will control the position of a pointer on this scale. So deflection force is produced by voltage and currents which are produced in case of a fixed coil and moving coil. Controlling force is produced with the help of a springs. Now we need to have an impact of another force, that is damping force on this meter. The damping techniques what is employed in case of this wattmeter is air friction damping. As we know that there are different types of damping techniques: eddy current damping, air friction damping and fluid friction damping. I am using only air friction damping technique in case of wattmeter in order to reduce the oscillations in a pointer. Why I am not using the eddy current damping and fluid friction damping in case of wattmeter is that those methods are not employed because they destroy the useful magnetic flux. Because They destroy the useful magnetic flux which is produced in case of this wattmeter. Which is produced in case of this wattmeter. Hence, air friction damping technique is used to reduce the oscillations in a pointer. Oscillations in a pointer. This is the working of a dynamometer type wattmeter. Deflection force is achieved with the help of what? Voltage and currents which is produced in the fixed coil and moving coil. Controlling force is produced with the help of a springs which is used to control the position of a pointer, and damping force is produced with the help of a air friction damping technique in order to reduce the oscillations in a pointer. By applying these three forces on this particular pointer, I am going to measure the power with the help of a wattmeter. This gives you the what? Working of a electrodynamometer type wattmeter. I can see the total construction diagram in the form of a small circuit diagram now. A current coil, a pressure coil in series with the resistance. Here I am connecting a load, and this is nothing but a supply voltage. Let the current flowing is I, IC, IP, load. This is the general circuit representation of a wattmeter. In any one of the experiments what you are going to present in the lab, what we are going to learn in case of a lab. This is the general circuit representation of or symbolic representation of a wattmeter in the experiments what you are going to perform in our labs. This single term represents the current coil, this represents the pressure coil, and this is the series resistance which is used to reduce the heating effect produced due to the springs. This is regarding the definition, construction and working of what? Electrodynamometer type wattmeter. Now we will discuss about errors in wattmeter. What are the different types of errors which will have a major impact on the construction and working of a wattmeter here? Errors. The first error is pressure coil inductance error. Pressure coil inductance error. You see here, recently we have seen the pressure coil. The pressure coil what we have used in case of construction of a wattmeter will have some amount of inductance. Due to the presence of that inductance in pressure coil, due to the presence of an inductance in the pressure coil, what happens is nothing but current flowing in the pressure coil lacks voltage. Current flowing in the pressure coil will start lag the voltage due to the property of inductance. Hence, by using this wattmeter, you are going to get lagging power factor. This is the first error. Due to the presence of an inductance in the pressure coil, the current flowing in the pressure coil will lag behind the value of voltage. Due to that, this electrodynamometer type wattmeter is used for lagging power factor. Lagging power factor meters. And the next type error is eddy current error. And the next one is eddy current error. The eddy currents in the coil. What are the meaning of eddy currents? Eddy currents are nothing but extra unwanted circulating currents in the circuit. The extra unwanted circulating currents which are produced in the circuit are called as eddy currents. The eddy currents which are flowing in the circuit will also produce some own magnetic field. The magnetic field which is produced by the eddy current will affect the current flowing in the coil. Current flowing in the coil. Eddy currents in this wattmeter will produce their own magnetic field, which affects the current flowing in the coil. This is regarding eddy current error. This is regarding what? Eddy current error. Now we will go with the next type of error that will have an impact on the wattmeter. That is stray magnetic field error. Stray magnetic field error. The stray magnetic field error disturbs the main magnetic field, which affects the reading or measurement of power. The stray magnetic field which is created in wattmeter disturbs the main magnetic field, that is disturbs the main flux, which creates error in measurement of power. This is regarding stray magnetic field error. And the next one is what? Temperature error. And what is the next one? Temperature error is nothing but due to the heating effect. Temperature error will be mainly due to the heating effect. The heating effect will be produced due to the continuous passage of current. Here the temperature error is mainly occurred in case of a wattmeter due to the springs. Why? Because as the springs are attached to the pressure coil, current is continuously passing through the springs also. Then springs will get heated. So you will get some temperature error. We need to reduce the temperature error by using some other method, that is by connecting a resistance relay. Temperature error is produced mainly due to the springs. This will also affect the measurement of a power. In case of a wattmeter. Now we will go with the errors again. What is the first error? Pressure coil inductance error. Due to the presence of inductance in case of a pressure coil, the current flowing in the pressure coil will lag the voltage. Due to that, the power factor of the wattmeter will be always lagging in nature. Coming to the next error, eddy current error. The extra circulating currents which are flowing in the circuit will also produce its own magnetic field. This will affect the current flowing in the main circuit. Coming to the next error, stray magnetic field error. The stray magnetic field will also produce some amount of flux. The flux which is produced in the stray magnetic field will disturb the main flux. will disturb the main flux, which creates an error in measurement of power. And the last error is temperature error. Temperature error is mainly produced in case of a wattmeter due to the heating effect of springs. In springs. So in order to avoid that temperature error, we are using a resistance, but we cannot avoid the temperature error completely, which will affect the measurement of a power.